See, there are many scholarly beings who have enriched this terra with their beautiful dimensions, with their beautiful teachings. They are available in the grandest scriptures. They are available in the grandest scriptures. But though the efficacy of the beautiful teaching is on a higher scale, the rarest of the rarest entities are getting transformation, are getting reformation. Though the efficacy of their teaching is on a higher scale, rarest of the rarest entities are getting transformation. Why? Because the aspirant is lacking with a beautiful quality called Shraddha. An aspirant is lacking with a beautiful quality called Shraddha. He doesn't have Shraddha. He doesn't understand the efficacy of the medicine. He will just think that there are some more teachings, then only he will get transformation. He has got to equip with some more teachings taught by some other grander beings, then only he will get transformation. But that is stupidity. Specifically, I am talking about Mandukya Upanishad. By this time, you might have understood the inner meaning of that beautiful title. He has, as from the dimension of the grandest Maharishi, this teaching is an elixir. All the 12 slokas is an elixir. The moment an aspirant tastes a drop of this elixir, immediately, instantaneously, on the spot, the divinity within him gets awakened and began to dance. That is the very title of this beautiful scripture. My dear aspirants, please listen to this. When a guru is very much alive, just don't listen for the sake of listening. Just don't learn for the sake of learning. It should not be a lip service. It should not be again a lip service. It might be, Sanskrit might be super. But a medicine you should not take for the sake of taste. This beautiful teaching you have got to learn, believing the truth, understanding the truth, realizing the truth, that instantaneously I am going to get the liberation from the humanity, from my personality. I am just going back to my original consciousness and celebrate my innate consciousness. That should be your commitment while you are learning this grandest, beautiful scripture. That's it. Every single sentence uttered by this Maharishi in this beautiful scripture, specifically, personally, is teaching about yourself. Then naturally you will develop Shraddha. The one has become several. The one is able to identify itself in the several. And it has also realized that the several is captivated within it. Then something has happened which can be termed as joy from the human being's point of view, because there is no terminology for that godly feeling. And astonishing thing is, it didn't lose its uniqueness. It has its own signature. The light being has its own signature. The light particum has its own signature, has its own uniqueness. The astonishing thing is, the most joyous part is, though one has become several, though several, the one is captivated in several, though several is captivated in one, still the one didn't lose its uniqueness. That uniqueness, though it has become universalness, is termed as Shiva Vishishtata. That is called as Shiva. That is beyond. That is beyond. That is simply, you cannot misunderstand God as if he is a non-stop creator. 24/7 he keeps on creating, he keeps on visualizing. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. It is only a part of divinity. It is only part of divinity. The dignity of divinity is so grander that he doesn't create on a continuous basis. He is something grander than creation. He is something more than wisdom. That's it. That's it. See, what I mean to tell you is, there are innumerable languages right now which are existing on this earth planet, and some of the languages got vanished over a span of period. But the similarity in all the languages is they are being invented to facilitate a transaction between human being to human being. They are invented to facilitate a transaction between human to human. They are all meant to facilitate a business between human being to human being. But except Sanskrit, Sanskrit is not a language which is meant to facilitate a transaction between human to being, human to human. It is something beyond. It is something grander. The Tattva Gnana, it is always a mystery. It is always mystery. So, the grandest saints have discovered this beautiful language to express the mystical knowledge which is always beyond the sensory organs. Which is always beyond the sensory organs. That is why Sanskrit is something grander. That is why Sanskrit is something grander, something beautiful. It is not a language invented to facilitate a transaction between human being to human being, but it is specifically meant to teach the mystical language to the aspirants. So, the verbalized form of Tattva Gnanam is Sanskrit. The verbalized form of Tattva Gnanam is Sanskrit. In that, Omkaram plays a vital role, because Omkaram deals with something where the universe is yet to happen, where the gods are yet to happen. It is the origin. So, to name a phenomenon which is the origin of everything, it's really a tough task. But that is why they have opted Sanskrit and they have named that womb of universe, womb of God, as Omkaram. As Omkaram. It is also termed as Hiranyagarbhalayam. Omkaram is also termed as Hiranyagarbhalayam. Hiranyam represents, is a replica of gold. Gold is the replica of foreverness. So you have got to realize that beautiful title, Omkaram, has a specific role. That is why even people do not understand the insight of the Omkaram, still they chant Omkaram and they feel like tranquility. They feel like they are shifted instantaneously into a state of alaukika, beyond human being. That is the beauty of this title itself, what from my point of view. That's it. That's it. See, my dear aspirants, I have sufficiently appraised you, taught you the mystical knowledge which is captivated in first, second, third, fourth, fifth slokas. But now I am taking a leap and jumping into seventh sloka. Why? Because the sixth sloka defines about the grandness of seventh sloka. The seventh sloka consists of fourth state. Fourth state. Okay? Again I repeat. I am just shifting my gears from fifth sloka have taken a leap and jumping into 7th sloka. Because I believe 6th sloka defines the miraculous performance and grandness, divinity of the 7th sloka. 7th sloka teaches us about the 4th modus operandi of the spirit. 7th sloka teaches us about the 4th modus operandi of the spirit. You got to understand, though it is 4th modus operandi, still this 4th modus operandi consists of all the 3 modus operandis which we have learned earlier, namely Jagruta, Swapna, Sushupta. So all these 3 phenomena are included in the 4th consciousness. All these 3 phenomena are included in the 4th state. 4th state. So 4th state is not only a 4th state, but 4th state is the product of 1st state, 1st modus operandi which is called as Jagrutavastha, 2nd modus operandi which is called as Swapnavastha, the 3rd modus operandi which is termed as Sushuptavastha. So 4th is not only 4th, but the product of all the 3 modus operandis that you have got to realize. And you should also observe, the 7th sloka is the replica of the pure multidimensional teaching. Pure multidimensional analysis. It is the replica of pure interdimensional teaching. It is the replica of pure interdimensional teaching, multidimensional teaching. Everything that belongs to God, or all the divinity, every drop of divinity, naturally should be explained only from multidimensions. Am I clear? Every drop of divinity should only be explained from multidimensional, interdimensional. If you are trying to teach the divinity from single dimension or 3 dimensions, it will be a miserable failure, because for every drop of divinity has 7 dimensions. Am I clear? Every drop of divinity consists of 7 dimensions. Unless you view that drop from all the 7 dimensions, then only you will have the complete comprehensive wisdom. That is why the grandest Maharshi, saint, the scholarly being, the master teacher, so far he has explained the grandest Omkaram from a particular point of view. Specifically, he has taught us the 4 modus operandis of the consciousness. In every modus operandi, firstly Jagrutavastha, he has uttered wisdom, Bahihi Prajna. Expressing the inner is Bahihi Prajna. Exploring and expressing the inner is Bahihi Prajna. Swapnavastha, he said Antaprajna. Antaprajna. Penetrating, exploring deeper into our inner consciousness. Penetrating, exploring deeper and deeper into our inner consciousness is Antaprajna. And Sushuptavastha, he says, that is the pinnacle of wisdom. Sushuptavastha, he says, that is pinnacle of wisdom. Prajnana Ghanam Eva. Pinnacle of the wisdom. So, if you analyze all these 3 modus operandi, one factor is common. All the 3 factors, 3 modus operandi, it produces wisdom. All the 3 modus operandis produces wisdom. And when we shift our gears to 4th modus operandi, the astonishing miracle thing is, he has withdrawn all the wisdom. He said, do not compare the Omkara with any wisdom. He has dropped all the wisdoms. He has dropped all the wisdoms. Let us analyze. He says, na anta prajna, na bahihi prajna, na ubhaya prajna, na prajnana ghanam, na pragnam, na apragnam. Forget about anta prajna. Forget about bahihi prajna. Forget about ubhaya prajna. Forget about wisdom. Forget about pinnacle state of wisdom. Forget about not having wisdom. He says that mystical divinity, the modus operandi, the fourth modus operandi, which consists of all the three operandis and which is greater than all the three operandis and which consists of all the three operandis, the fourth one, cannot be defined with wisdom. Simply, you have got to understand, it is beyond. It is beyond. It transcends all the states. The simple one and only explanation to that state is it transcends all the states and it is always beyond. It is always beyond. So all the wisdom has been withdrawn over there. It is a simple state. It cannot be defined with a human intelligence, human terminology. He says, Achintyam, Anyapadesham, Ekatma Prachayasaram. Ekatma Prachayasaram means this universe consists of so many galaxies. Each galaxy consists of so many planets. Each planet is a platform which accommodates innumerable light particles. And the mystical thing is, this is the nucleus of all the light beings, of all the creation. You have got to realize, Omkaram has captivated all the light beings and all the creations in an unexplored, unexpressed form within it. Now the same Omkaram has become heart of everything in an unexpressed, unexplored form. Did you get the point? What I mean to tell you is, the mighty tree is captivated in a seed, which is yet to be expressed. Now, where is the tree? It is captivated in the seed. When the seed has transformed itself into a mighty tree, then where is the seed? The seed is captivated in the mighty tree. And that is the beauty of this seventh consciousness. All the light beings, the so-called gods, entire creation is captivated in Omkara, in the early state. Now the Omkaram has begun to explore, express, expand itself into several gods and itself into a beautiful creation. Now where the Omkaram has gone? The same Omkaram is captivated as a nucleus part in every drop of creation, in every light being. And that is the beauty of this state. Now you might get a doubt, sir, all the three modus operandi has specifically uttered, it produces wisdom. Now suddenly you have taken a U-turn and you say it is beyond wisdom. Yes, that is what is called as multidimensional teaching. What is wisdom? When the consciousness has realized its existence, okay, and it is also being motivated by love, when it has begun to contemplate into itself, when it is able to figure out the grandest miraculous consciousness which is impregnated within it, when it felt like exploring it, expressing it, when the beautiful consciousness has begun to explore and express its inner consciousness, impregnated consciousness, unexplored, unexpressed consciousness, then the exploring and expressing, at that state wisdom has begun. At that particular juncture, wisdom has begun. Now tell me, the consciousness is celebrating its existence, the Omkaram is celebrating its existence since at that time wisdom is not there, but still the Omkaram is celebrating its existence, no? You got to realize. And one fine morning it has begun to contemplate being motivated by love. Till then wisdom is not there. Still the Omkaram is celebrating its existence now. Then is it not a blunder to limit such a beautiful Omkaram only to wisdom? Because it has been celebrating its existence, even the wisdom has yet to begin. The chapter of wisdom has not yet begun, but still the Omkaram is, that vibrant Omkaram is celebrating its life. It is still eventful. It is still eventful. Now tell me, is it not a blunder to express Omkaram limiting itself to wisdom? That is the thing. That is why in this particular modus operandi, the Omkaram doesn't have it doesn't have a passion to create, it doesn't have a passion to explore and expand its wisdom. It's still celebrating its existence. That is this. And you have got to remember, my dear friends, the fourth modus operandi is not the fourth, but it is the product of all the three modus operandi which is included in the fourth modus operandi. And now the Omkaram in this particular state has become Shivam. For the first time, the Maharishi, the saint, has used the term called Shiva. The journey has begun from Omkaram, and it has final product figure, final output is Shivam. From Omkaram till 7, in a chronological way, step by step, it has begun to expand itself. And the pinnacle state is the Shivam. That is why he says, Shivam cannot be defined by the terminology of human beings. It is a state which is beyond all the expectations of human being. It is so mystical. Like that he has defined. And the fourth consciousness should be understood like this. Sa Atma Savigneyaha. And you have got to understand, specifically he is talking about Atma, not the physical embodiment. These baskets, I don't know how, when he has Sa Atma Savigneyaha. Sa Atma means whether it is an embodiment or what. He has taken all the precautionary steps so that no one gets confused. Specifically he has uttered the word Sa Atma Savigneyaha. You have got to understand the spirit, the consciousness in this particular manner. He has specifically uttered, we are talking about Sa Atma. Sa Atma. So, please do not corrupt this beautiful teaching as if he has taught about the dreaming state of human being's embodiment, the awakening state of embodiment, the sleep of embodiment, the deep sleep of embodiment where there are no dreams. It seems like nobody has even dreamed about a state where there are no dreams. And how do you figure it out? Whether this was having a dream or a desire? A desireless state, a dreamless state. A desireless state, a dreamless state is the third, Sushupta. So, my dear aspirants, this embodiment is different, spirit is different. Yes, he has been explaining us the mystical nature of spirit, the mystical nature of the womb of universe called Omkaram. It has nothing to do with the activities of the embodiment. It is the embodiment that has a tendency of going to sleep. It is the embodiment that has the tendency of getting awakened. It is the embodiment that has the tendency of going to dreams. But the spirit, it's a different case. It doesn't go to sleep. Okay? If truly speaking, if the spirit which is embodied in the embodiment, if it goes to sleep, tell me whether the embodiment will be alive. Because the spirit is always in the state of awakening, that is why your kidneys, your liver, your heart, your every organ of the body is functioning. So you mean tell me, if the spirit is truly in a dormitory mode, tell me, all the liver, kidneys, all the activities of your organs, they stop instantaneously. So the spirit is never in a sleeping mode. So you have got to understand, this teaching specifically teaches about the modus operandi of the consciousness. And this Shivam has been adored in the 6th sloka. This Shivam has been adored in the 6th sloka. Can you read the 6th sloka?
एष सर्वेश्वर एष सर्वज्ञ एषोऽन्तर्याम्येष योनिः सर्वस्य प्रभवाप्ययो हि भूतानाम्.
So this is something, he is the beautiful God. He exists in every inch of the universe. He is God for everyone. This God directs, creates, experiences, and he is termed as God. He is the womb of creation. He is the womb of gods. This is the 7th, the 4th state, the 4th modus operandi of the consciousness has been adored in the 6th sloka. So I feel like 6th and 7th sloka, the couple of slokas should be analyzed together. Okay? So this is my explanation to 7th sloka, which consists of 4th modus operandi of the consciousness. That's it. Shubham Jayastu.
सोऽयमात्मा अध्यक्षरम् ओङ्कारोऽधिमात्रम् पादमात्रमात्रश्च पादा अकारभुकारो मकार इति.
Comparing Omkaram with an embodiment is a crime or not? Omkaram is a divine thing. Embodiment is only a mission. It has its certain tendencies. A sleeping state of embodiment, awakening state of embodiment, and involving in a deep sleep. That is, they are the tendencies of embodiment or spirit. They are the tendencies of embodiment. When we are speaking the miraculous performance of Omkaram, defining Omkaram, comparing Omkaram with the tendencies of embodiment is a crime. Is it a crime? Do you agree? You are a beautiful divine being. Yes. Shubham Jayast. This probing, further probing is not necessary specifically Omkaram, because you have sufficiently, that has already been established. This beautiful teaching, the so-called 9th sloka, can be arranged into 2 integral parts. In the first phase, the Maharishi has revealed the science behind coding awakening state as A. Coding awakening state as A. Because awakening state is the first phase of consciousness. A is the first of alphabeticals. So they both are similar to each other. That is why they have coded it like that. In the second phase, immediately if you understand, if you could understand the true meaning of Omkaram, he will come out of the clutches of the desires. He will come out of the clutches of the desires. And not only coming out of the clutches of the desires, that enlightened being will also realize that he is the prime and he is the womb of creation. He is the womb of creation. He will also realize that he is the prime person, that he is the origin. So he is not the prime. He is not only the prime, but he is the first being. Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Sri Mahavishnu, Jai Sanatana Sampradayam, Jai Prajnatrayam. Astu, Sri Rastu, Shubhamastu, Jayastu, Astu. Clap it.